What is maritime lien? How does this lien travel with property? Explain the associated terms in rem and in personam. Which convention deals with maritime lien? Give the order of settlement of various debtors' claims after legal action as per this convention. What is lien? Liens are legal rights to hold goods or property of another person as security for unpaid obligations or services. Example: a ship repairer keeps the vessel until payment is made. What is a possessory lien? A possessory lien is a common law right to retain goods until payment for services performed on them is received. Example: a ship repair yard fixes a vessel. If the shipowner doesn't pay, the yard can detain the ship until the repair bill is paid. Examples for possessory lien: shipowners may have a lien on goods carried, for charges incurred in carrying them. Shipbuilders may have a possessory lien for unpaid repair work. How does the lien travel with the ship? 1. The ship often makes up a very large part of the owner's total property. 2. A collision or sea peril may cause sudden damage. It's hard to know when the ship might need help from outsiders. Ships are mobile assets that can quickly escape someone's control. Example: a cargo ship strikes a reef in bad weather. Salvors assist, but before they're paid, the ship sails to another country. 3. The vessel's owners may be far away, their financial status unclear, and the registry country's courts may be slow or costly to access. Example: a supplier in Singapore is unpaid for fuel delivered. The ship is registered in a small island nation with weak legal systems, making it hard to recover dues. 4. Due to these reasons, the idea of maritime liens arose, letting claimants treat the ship as security for unpaid debts. Example: after a collision, the damaged ship's owner can arrest the other vessel involved to secure compensation, even if its owner is abroad. 5. Maritime liens are legal rights over ships or maritime assets that can be enforced by arresting or seizing them. Example: a crew member is unpaid. He can arrest the vessel in port to claim wages through a maritime lien. 6. It exists without holding the item, yet stays with it even if the vessel is sold or reflagged to another registry. Example: a shipyard is owed for repairs. The vessel is sold, but the maritime lien remains, allowing the yard to arrest the ship under the new owner. Explain the associated terms in rem and in personam. In legal terminology, it is known as a right in rem, that is a right enforceable against the world at large, in this case against the thing itself, as opposed to a right in personam, that is, against a particular person, say the owner. Right in rem, enforceable against the world. Claim directed at a thing, usually a vessel. Vessel can be arrested and sold by court order. Maritime lien attaches to vessel itself. Examples: claim by ship repairer for unpaid repairs, vessel arrested to secure payment. Crew wage claim, vessel sold to pay owed wages. Maritime salvage claim, proceeds recovered directly from the vessel. Supplier of fuel pursues claim directly against the ship regardless of its current owner. Right in personam, enforceable against a particular person. Claim directed at a specific person or entity, example: owner, charterer. Requires establishing personal liability under contract or tort. Remedies typically involve asset seizure or monetary judgment against defendant. Examples: suing shipowner for breach of charter party terms. Cargo owner files for damage to goods under contract of carriage. Personal injury claim under the Jones Act against employer, who will be shipowner or the operator. Marine insurer sues insured for non-payment of premiums. Which convention deals with maritime lien? Article 17 of the Admiralty Act 2017 of India repeals below, for jurisdiction and settlement of maritime claims. Admiralty Court Act 1840. Admiralty Court Act 1861. The provision of the Letter Patent 1865. The Colonial Courts of Admiralty Act 1890. The Colonial Courts of Admiralty Act 1891. Which convention deals with maritime lien? International Convention on Arrest of Ships 1952 and 1999. International Convention on Maritime Liens and Mortgage 1993. India is a party to this convention. Priorities of claims. Under English law, when an arrested ship is sold by court order, the proceeds of sale are distributed based on established priorities, with the court maintaining broad discretionary power to achieve a just outcome in each case, considering equity, public policy, and commercial expediency. The general order of payment from the court fund is as follows. Special legislative rights. Rank highest, and share equal status if multiple exist. For example, a port state enforces a pollution cleanup fee under a national law that overrides all other claims. Admiralty marshal or sheriff fees, arrest, detention, sale-related charges follow next. For example, after a court orders arrest of a vessel, the marshal's expenses for guarding and selling the ship are paid first. Realization costs. Expenses of the party initiating the fund realization come next. For example, a ship chandler, supplier, files a suit for unpaid supplies and successfully petitions the court to arrest and sell the vessel. The court awards the chandler reimbursement for all legal fees, court charges, and official valuation costs incurred up to the date of the sale order, as realization costs. These are paid from the sale proceeds before the chandler's actual supply claim or any other creditor is considered. Life salvage. Highest among salvage claims, latest operation ranks first. For example, a rescue team saves crew during a sinking. Their claim for saving lives ranks highest among salvage claims, especially if done recently. Property salvage. Next after life salvage, ranked by date, with same operation claims pari passu. For example, a salvage company recovers a grounded vessel. Their property salvage claim ranks by date, and other salvers from the same incident are paid equally. Damage liens, rank pari passu, and they prevail over all earlier voluntary, salvage, liens but not subsequent voluntary liens which preserved the res. For example, a fishing boat is damaged in a collision with a cargo vessel. The damaged party files a claim which ranks above earlier voluntary liens. Crew and master wages, disbursements, rank pari passu. For example, crew and captain claim unpaid wages, both are paid before bottomry or mortgage holders. Bottomry bonds, rank by date, latest first, subordinate to wages, damage, and later salvage. For example, a shipowner borrows against the vessel in a foreign port for urgent repairs. The lender's claim ranks after crew wages and damage liens. Registered mortgages, priority by registration date. Later mortgage can override earlier with notice. For example, two banks hold mortgages on the ship. The one with the earlier registration date has priority, unless the later one loaned with notice. Equitable, unregistered, mortgages, rank by order of creation. For example, a private lender loans money with only an agreement not registered. Their claim ranks by when the loan was made, after registered mortgages. Statutory rights in rem, enforceable in admiralty but not protected as maritime liens. For example, a customs fine is imposed on the ship by local authorities. It can be enforced in admiralty court but has lower ranking than maritime liens. Possessory lien, subordinate to earlier maritime liens, but superior to later arising ones. For example, a repair yard holds the ship for unpaid work. This lien is subordinate to older maritime claims but overrides any new ones filed after possession began. Hypothetical example for understanding. Imagine the vessel 4X experiences the following chronological events. Year 1, crew earns unpaid wages. Year 2, shipowner takes out a registered mortgage on 4X. Year 3, January, the master obtains a bottomry bond to fund urgent repairs in a foreign port. Year 3, March, 4X is involved in a collision, causing significant damage to a pier, damage lien. Year 3, April, 4X runs aground and is salvaged, property salvage 1. Year 3, May, 4X experiences a major fire. Life salvage services save the crew, and then property salvage services save the ship from sinking, property salvage 2. Year 3, June, 4X is docked, and the port authority detains her for unpaid harbor dues on the previous pier damage. Special legislative right. Year 3, July, a shipbuilder performs emergency repairs but retains possession for unpaid repair bills, possessory lien. Year 3, August, a supplier provides fuel for a planned voyage, creating a statutory right in rem for necessaries. Year 3, September, the ship is arrested. Admiralty marshal's fees and expenses are incurred. Year 3, October, the party who initiated the arrest incurs costs and expenses of realizing the fund. Damage lien, Year 3, March, the claim for damage to the pier ranks next. This damage lien prevails over all earlier voluntary liens like crew wages, bottomry, and property salvage 1. It is, however, subordinate to the later property salvage 2 which preserved the res. Property salvage 1, Year 3, April. This earlier property salvage is subordinate to the later damage lien, as it's an earlier voluntary lien, and the even later property salvage 2, due to inverse order and preservation of res. Crew wages, Year 1, the unpaid crew wages are next, ranking pari passu. These are subordinate to the damage lien, which accrued after them, and the later salvages, especially property salvage 2 which preserved the res, but typically rank above bottomry. Bottomry bond, Year 3, January. This voluntary lien is subordinate to wages, damage, and the later salvage claims. When 4X is sold, the proceeds would typically be distributed in this order. Port authorities' special legislative rights. Unpaid harbor dues and damage to the pier are paid first. Admiralty marshal's fees and expenses. Costs for the arrest, detention, and sale of 4X are then satisfied. Costs of realizing the fund. The costs and expenses of the party who initiated the sale are next. Life salvage, Year 3, May. Claims for saving human lives from the fire incident receive high priority. Property salvage 2, Year 3, May. This most recent property salvage operation ranks next. As it preserved the res, the ship, its lien enjoys priority over all prior liens, including the damage lien, earlier salvage, wages, bottomry, and the mortgage. Possessory lien, Year 3, July. The shipbuilder's possessory lien for repairs is subordinate to all the maritime liens that attached prior to the shipbuilder taking possession, i.e., crew wages, bottomry, damage, and both salvage claims. Registered mortgage, Year 2. The registered mortgage claim is satisfied after the maritime liens and other higher priority claims. Statutory right in rem. Necessaries, Year 3, August. The claim for fuel supply falls under statutory rights in rem and is considered last in this hierarchy, as it is not protected by a maritime lien.